Hello everyone, Dr. Chad here. I think we're live, almost live, coming. Okay, I think we're live. Hello everyone, Dr. Chad here. Welcome to another video. Super excited about today's topic. We're going to be talking about leaky gut. I'm going to be discussing 10 signs that you have a leaky gut. This is super important for your health, for your immune system, to get you out of pain, to get you happy. So much goes on in the gut. So we're going to be talking about what a leaky gut is. We're going to also be talking about what exactly causes a leaky gut, as well as those 10 signs that you may have a leaky gut. So you want to pay attention to that. And most importantly, we're going to be talking about how to heal a leaky gut. One of which you're probably already doing, which is our collagen. And another thing I'll be talking about is how you can restore the microbiome of your gut, because it's super important that you do that. And our native path probiotic is going to be very beneficial to help you with that. So there's a link above, and if you ever want to learn more about the probiotic and what that can do for you, just click on that. But I'm going to go ahead and dive in right now to this very important topic. So first off, what is a leaky gut? And I'll say that conventional medicine has largely ignored a leaky gut. You're not going to find leaky gut as a diagnosis when you go to your conventional doctor because it's not something they learn about in medical school. But what I've come to learn is that a leaky gut is really the root of most of our health issues. And if we fix the gut, if we really heal the gut and seal the gut and improve the microbiome of the gut, we begin to improve all kinds of conditions out there. And there's so many instances where I see people taking a pill to treat a symptom, and they do it for a long time, and it's not really getting anywhere. Symptoms kind of go away, they come back worse, and they're not addressing the root issue. And it's so important that we do this because it's often a leaky gut. And I know this personally. I used to take steroids and topical creams for a skin condition I had. This went on for 7 years. I would break out in rashes. I would have cuts on my hands and my fingers. And it wasn't until I changed some of the things I'll be talking about today to heal my own gut did these things go away within 30 days. So if you're someone who's having some struggles with your health, if you're someone who's been having struggles losing weight or your skin or constipation or digestion issues, and there's more I'll be talking about, pay attention because this is so important to your health. So let's get into what is a leaky gut. So it's a condition where the lining of the small intestine becomes damaged, and this allows undigested food particles to cross over the intestinal barrier. We call this intestinal permeability. So think of your intestinal lining like a long hose, right? Like a water hose. You turn it on, water comes in on one end and it goes out the other end. What a leaky gut is kind of like where someone goes and pokes holes in the hose, right? And allows things to kind of leak out. And you can think of your gut lining kind of like a bouncer at a club, right? And that bouncer says, hey, you're good. You can come in this club and come hang out. There's good stuff behind here. Or that bouncer says, you are not right. You have to go somewhere else. You're not allowed in this club, right? And that's essentially the same thing that your gut does. When you eat food, food gets broken down, and that gut is responsible for saying, hey, you're good vitamins, you're good minerals. You can go inside my bloodstream and do what you need to do to give me energy and heal my body and improve my immune system. And also, when it's working properly, eliminate toxins, go away. We don't need you. But when you have a leaky gut, that whole system gets compromised. So all of a sudden, food particles are getting on the other side of that intestinal barrier where they're not supposed to be. So it's kind of like a foreign invader crossing the boundary. And the body all of a sudden thinks it's under attack, right? And this is what really sets off a lot of autoimmune type conditions, a lot of inflammatory type conditions. So it's really important that we make sure that our guts are very healthy. The other thing is when our intestinal lining is damaged, it prevents the ability for us to produce the proper enzymes needed for proper digestion. So you could be taking Miralax for constipation, or you could be taking all kinds of acid reflux medications. But if your gut is not healthy, you won't be getting anywhere with it, right? Super important. So the other thing to consider is you won't be able to absorb those minerals. You could be eating a perfect diet, perfect organic diet, but if you're not addressing the health of your gut, then that's gonna prevent you, right? So let's talk about what causes a leaky gut. This is very important. So the main thing that causes leaky gut is a poor diet. And I have to say, it's the standard American diet. It's the diet that most people are eating because these are the things that are fed to us most. So what are the things in our diet that cause leaky gut? By and large, it's gluten, soy, and dairy. Gluten, soy, and dairy. Gluten's a protein you're going to find in wheat, rye, and barley, and most of the breads, right? Loaded with gluten. Lots of gluten in a lot of things. Soy is also very problematic, and dairy, because of the proteins in dairy, can also be very problematic. The gluten and the gliadin, the whey, the casein, all have the potential to poke holes in your intestinal lining. So you really want to make sure you're eliminating gluten, soy, and dairy, all problematic. Another thing that's highly problematic for causing a leaky gut is sugar. Sugar's in almost everything. And not just refined sugar, I mean like loads and loads of sugar. Fructose, sucrose, look on the back of anything. Anything that says "ose," it's sugar, right? And that sugar causes the microbiome, the inside, to start feeding off bad bacteria, right? And that creates a really unhealthy microbiome that leads to disease, causes problems with your ability to break down food. So you want to minimize or eliminate sugar altogether. Another one, which I'm super big on, is toxic fats. Right? Most people think they're eating really well, but they're still they're still cooking with really toxic fats. So what are the toxic fats? These are vegetable oils, industrial seed oils, canola oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil. A lot of people are still using grapeseed oil, not a healthy fat. So you want to shift that. You want to start using more healthy fats that I'm going to talk about. Another thing that's highly problematic is antibiotics, steroids, these over-the-counter pain relievers like aspirin, acetaminophen. All these things have the potential to irritate your gut lining. Hey Rachel, how are you doing today? Thanks for watching. So that's an ironic thing, right? Because a lot of people take these things to get out of pain, but in the process of numbing their pain, they actually damage their intestinal lining, which allows inflammation to occur, which then causes more pain. So people get caught in this cycle of trying to treat a symptom, not getting to the root of the problem, and things get worse and worse. Hi Sherry, hi David, thank you guys for watching. Oh, good, good. I'm glad your gut's getting better, Sherry. So you might be thinking like, how, I don't think I have a leaky gut. So let me tell you the 10 signs that you have a leaky gut, okay? These are very important. So, and as I'm going through this, what I would love for you to do is if you have one of these symptoms, just put the number that I call out, right? So number 1, for instance, is chronic diarrhea, constipation, gas, or bloating. Do you have that? Write the number 1. Number 2 is nutritional deficiencies, right? That would be number 2. So again, if you have a leaky gut, you can be eating all the food that you want, but you're not absorbing anything. It's so important that we actually absorb the foods that we eat that are really good for us. Number 3 is a poor immune system. If you're someone who's getting sick all the time, you got the sniffles, you're worried about this pandemic, it's a good sign you don't trust your immune system. So that's a good sign that the gut itself is not very healthy. Number 4 is headaches, brain fog, and memory loss. There is a huge connection between what happens in your gut and your brain, right? Your gut and your brain. There's gut-brain axis that's highly connected. Right? It's really one unit. So if you're having those symptoms, you have a leaky gut. If you're having excessive fatigue, that's another sign. If no matter what you do, you sleep all the time, you exercise, you eat right, but you're still tired all the time, that's a good indication that you may have a leaky gut. Number 6 is the one that I dealt with. That's skin rashes, problems like acne, eczema, all that stuff, right? Again, taking topical creams, taking steroids did not help my skin conditions. Went on for 7 years, did not change until I changed my diet and healed my gut lining. So super important. Number 7 is cravings of sugar and sweet things, right? So I hear this a lot. People trying to, I just want to get off sugar. I can't help it. I keep just eating and drinking all this sugar. I can't stop. That's a good indication that your microbiome is just addicted and feeding off sugar. It's bad bacteria. And this is another reason why replacing it with good bacteria, healthy probiotics, is going to be very beneficial to you. So we want to stop the sugar. Number 8 is arthritis and joint pain, right? Arthritis. Anytime you hear the word itis, that's a sign in the medical terms for inflammation. It's a good sign that something's going on with your gut because these foreign particles are crossing the intestinal barrier, getting on the other side, and causing inflammation. And I know a lot of you, are coming into the native path and starting your health journey because you're dealing with something like arthritis or joint pain, and you're using collagen to fix it, which is good. That's going to help the soft tissues and the structures around there. We also want to make sure we calm down the inflammation and heal the gut so you decrease the joint pain from a chemical standpoint. Number 9 is depression, anxiety, ADD, and ADHD. So again, another sign with what's going on in the gut and the brain, right? The serotonin, the dopamine that we all talk about in the brain, most of it is actually produced inside the gut, or at least it's supposed to be produced inside the gut. But when there's dysfunction, that's not going to happen. There's not going to be a good balance of serotonin and dopamine. So another issue that I have with conventional medicine is we go right to SSRIs. I'm like, hold on. Before we treat that symptom, let's look at the gut. Foundational. Remember, Hippocrates says the gut is the basis point, it's the most important point. It's where all disease begins. It's in the gut. So we have to start there. Number 10, autoimmune diseases, right? And this includes rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, celiac disease, Crohn's. Another thing that conventional medicine treats with a lot of pills, a lot of medications. But like I mentioned, when that intestinal barrier is compromised and foreign particles get on the other side, it's no longer doing the job it needs to do. That's when inflammation gets kicked off. That's when autoimmune disease can start to creep in, right? So now that you know the signs, you know what leaky gut is, and you know what causes it, mainly diet, sugar, toxic fats, over-the-counter medications, antibiotics, let's talk about how to heal it, right? Because we want to be moving forward. we want to be the heroes here. So let's talk about how to heal it. So number one is change your diet. You can take probiotics all you want. You can take collagen all you want, but we have to start with the foundation. We have to start eliminating those foods I talked about, the gluten, the soy, the dairy, the toxic fats, lots of sugar, right? And we want to start bringing in the good stuff. So what's the good stuff? It's whole real food. It's the stuff without labels on it. I'm talking quality proteins, grass-fed beef, chicken, wild-caught fish, things like that, quality proteins. It's also lots of vegetables, right? Broccoli, cucumbers, carrots, you know about those things. Whole real food, things without labels on it. Start moving towards whole real food. Always ask yourself, how real is this food that I'm eating? Or did it go through a bunch of steps and processing to get where it is with me? A lot of additives and preservatives put in there, like whole real food first. Also, healthy fats. So I mentioned the bad stuff, the industrial seed oils like safflower oil, corn oil, canola oil. Move away from that stuff. Start eating the healthy fats. This would be ghee. This would be coconut oil, avocado oil. Those are great things to cook at higher heats. Grass-fed butter is also good. Not at the highest heat, but a moderate heat is good. Olive oil is also good at a lower heat, or as like a topper, something like that. Maybe just a little bit of nuts and seeds. Don't go too crazy on them. Good fats like olives, avocados. Those are things you want to be incorporating in your diet, right? So really change the diet first. Also, as I mentioned diet, I also want to say hydration is super important. When you wake up, big glass of water first thing in the morning. Don't have water with your meals. Chew your food. Slow down when you eat. Really put your body in a nice restful state. I like to take 10 deep breaths, say a little prayer before I eat, bless my food, and then eat. We don't want to be eating in a stressed out state, right? That's a big part of what helps us absorb our food. The other thing is you want to start sealing the gut lining, and that's where the collagen is super important. Your gut lining is made of collagen. Not only does collagen make up your soft tissue and your skin, your hair, your nails, and your teeth, but it makes up your gut lining. So when you take collagen, it actually improves that intestinal barrier. It improves your ability to absorb the vitamins and minerals from the food you eat and eliminate the toxins from the foods that you shouldn't be eating, right? So it's really important. Now, most people are taking maybe 5 to 10 grams a day. If you're really serious about getting the best results from collagen, what we're saying is up that, especially like in the first 6 to 8 weeks. So you want to be thinking more about 20 to 40 grams of collagen a day. Spread that throughout the day. You can have maybe 10 grams in a morning coffee or tea. Think about 10 grams in the afternoon. That's why rosewater collagen is great. And then in the evening, another 10 grams, right? So collagen in the PM with a chamomile tea, with a little bit of MCT, those are great things to do before bed. And that way you're really absorbing and getting the full benefits of collagen throughout the day. And the last thing I want to talk about is restoring healthy bacteria. And I mentioned the probiotic, but that sugar, the toxic fats, it's really important during this transition when you're healing your gut that you change the microbiome of what's going on. A lot of times, because of that bad food that we're eating, people have their guts are now full of bad bacteria, feeding off sugar, feeding off toxic fats. We have to stop that stuff and then restore healthy bacteria in our gut. We're actually more bacteria than we are human and other cells, right? There's so much going on in our gut. But the healthy bacteria is what's going to be responsible for building up that immune system, fighting off viruses, fighting off infections, eliminating all those toxins. So this probiotic that we put together here for you, it's not like other probiotics. It has over 50 billion CFUs, and it has specific strains that we picked out that are good for the immune system, that are good for helping you lose weight, and they're good for helping you get back to normal. Right? A lot of the stuff you see on the market out there is not very good. So you can click that link up there and learn more. Put a whole page, and you may be seeing a video where you see information below about this probiotic. But a lot of information that I put together there for you, we can learn more about what makes this probiotic unique. I highly recommend you take it first thing in the morning with that glass of water on an empty stomach. So that's the best time to really absorb and get the benefits of the probiotic so you have that healthy microbiome, right? So definitely check that out. I highly recommend this. You add this to your collagen as a way of improving your gut along with changing your diet and doing the smart things. So hope everyone enjoyed that. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments section. I'll be around for an hour or so helping answer your questions. But thank you all so much for being on your health journey with us here at Native Path. Hope this was super helpful. Hope you're all having a good day. Okay, bye-bye.